Hello everybody, my name is Cauê de Moraes Vestana, and here I am with my little friend Ruby, just to show you the first version of the English tutorial on OSM SidewalKreator, my QGIS plugin. So here we are with the a plain blank QGIS window. So you shall start with a simple empty project. So first thing, when you open the interface, the guided user interface of OSM SidewalKreator, we have a lot of functions here. It guides you through the process. So the first thing is we need some base maps. So we can put there's those two beautiful buttons just to insert on the canvas the base maps. So we can start here, and then I can put OpenStreetMap default map at the top, and I go through navigate to my city, and then I can start here. So the first thing the OSM SidewalKreator needs is a input polygon. Okay, then first thing we need to do is to draw some polygon. Okay, I strongly recommend you to go through layer and then create layer and new gel package. Please use gel package. Forget about shapefile. Don't create a temporary scratch layer, because the plugin handles scratch layers as disposable stuff. So use gel package, please. So here we are, we create some database with some name, SidewalKreator tutorial 01. Forget about, excuse me, apologies for my English. The geometry type of course is polygon. You can put any CRS here, but 4326 is okay, and you don't need any fields, so okay, right? And then we can find some neat piece of some blocks to draw our sidewalks, and here seems to be just okay. So we go into editing and then add polygon feature, and we start drawing. Here we can use any format. It actually works with multi-part polygons. It may work with polygon with holes, and then we can just generate. So then we save edits and untoggle the edit mode. Put here at the top, it's above the map, but don't get upset, because one of the first resources is when you select a polygon layer and then select a feature, it applies some style that you can use in order to better visualize the situation. So here we are with our input polygon selected, and then we go through the options of the plugin. In this first test, I will go with the defaults just to speed up the process, and later we may use some more advanced features. Okay, so here we go. The first thing is to fetch data. So we will obtain the street network, that's the base to draw sidewalks. And then here we are with forget about the base layers and the input polygon. Here we are with the streets, with address that will be used at the end, and the buildings, because sidewalks can't overlap buildings, so the plugin you will use may use buildings as well. Okay, and then the first thing is here we are with those beautiful roads, and here we are the attribute table. We have lots of types of highways here. Okay, and then let's monitor is smaller than I want, so you may note there is no width field here. So the first thing is, for each feature that does not have an width field, we may need to put some width here. Yeah, living street may be put without width, not to be used. Okay, because some service highways are not of our interest. We are drawing public sidewalks. Okay, but if you know some location, private location with sidewalks, you may draw it. There's no problem if you know what we are doing. Okay, so then we may put a key sorry, sometimes the Portuguese just appears. Okay, and then we may put a tertiary as 8 meters of width and 6 meters for residential. Okay, and then we just go through the next step, that will clean unclosed blocks, and the process that will compute the intersections, road intersections. That goes through quickly, and then you see that there's no remaining unclosed streets. Okay, just this one that I really don't know what happened here, but I suppose that I know. Okay, let's see what will happen. So we may go there and generate sidewalks, and for all closed, we now have the drawn sidewalks here. It basically use the buffer operation to draw the sidewalks. That's not really nothing really complex, but now there's the next step that is a little bit more complicated. That is to generate crossing and curb access points. Okay, and then here we are with crossings that are need to trace routes with sidewalks, because sidewalks need to be integrated to the street network. So when I go through there, from there to there, I need to do this. Walking right there, go through this quarter corner block corner. Okay, and then I go through this crossing here to go from this sidewalk to this sidewalk. Okay, and I will use in the transition from sidewalk to street, I will use some curb access point that may have a ramp or no. Okay, and then I can reach my destination. Okay, and the last one step is to split sidewalks. The default is to use a Voronoi polygon rule that will use the centroids of buildings and addresses to create splits for sidewalks, because in many places sidewalks differs a lot from the sidewalk that is in front of one house and its neighbor. It's just the reality. So in many situations we really need to split sidewalks, but there's options to do not split at all sidewalks. Okay, you can use other option and just don't split at all if you want, but I strongly recommend you to use Voronoi polygon rule, and sometimes you can put a max length for segments. That is sometimes what really happens. Just that. Okay, and now we can go and split our sidewalks, and everything runs smoothly. There's a little bit of nervous of anxiety when I run, because I fear that something not go really well right here. And then we have we can go to the export process. Okay, and we just need to put some here with my fresh documents folder. Because of the viewport here, it's hidden, but I will just do some OK here, because the only thing we need to do is to specify the output folder, because it will create a folder with plenty of the output documents. Okay, and use the Unix time here to name the folder, so if we run again the process, it will not overwrite any output. Okay, so then with specified output here, we can go and just click OK, and OK. Now excuse for the Portuguese appearing. Now now you can go through and see the GeoJSON that is generated, that is ready to be imported at JOSM. And I will just show here in QGIS, because at this moment I don't have JOSM installed at my machine. So here we are. That's the output files. We have lots of stuff, auxiliary files here. There's crossing centers, Voronoi with crossing centers that may be used for you to run some validation, to create some validation task at some tasking manager, and because there's more features at the crossings, they are centered at the crossings, so they are really nice to that function. Okay, we have inner crossings, that's mostly for debugging if anything's not goes that well. There's also generates the input polygon that may be used for another kind of stuff, like a arbitrarily gridded tasking manager project. Okay, there's also a file of parameter dumping that that may be used to record the input parameters. Okay. There's also the proto-blocks layer that is an underlying layer, very important to the sidewalk drawing process. It are the base for a lot of operations, mostly the split process. There's the raw buffer that is the base for the sidewalk drawing. So for each little segment of street between one intersection and other, we just generate. Keep showing this. Along with each segment, it creates a buffer. Okay, because of that you can specify a width for each segment, because most of the time this is the nature of street networks. The width of streets may vary from block to block. Okay, there is a lot of unprojected cities. Okay, and the world, that's the reality in most of cities here in Brazil, for example. Okay, and then there's the star of all the process, that is the voronoi that are made for the sidewalk splitting. So here we are putting sidewalks at the top and the centers here that they are used. And if you use sometimes the aerial imagery, we may see that many times it's really close to parcels. Is the way we say. I'm gonna say that in Portuguese, because if I say anything wrong, but we are talking about what in Portuguese we call lotes, lotes imobiliários. Okay, real estate parcels. I think that's the right way to say that in English. Please excuse me. My vocabulary is not the best over there. And then we apply some alpha. It's a little transparent, and I'll put there as well. Buffers. We don't need buffers. Okay, voronoi are above, and then we say. Look at this. Many times it really are close to the parcels. Remembering that this image sometimes are not aligned with the vector base from OSM. So look at this. Okay. So here we are with our beautiful speeded up sidewalks, because sometimes this stretch of sidewalk have is covered up with concrete, and this one is bare earth, and this one are made of sand, and this one are paving stones. Yeah, that's the reality in Brazil most of the times. If this isn't your reality, there's the option to generate unsplitted sidewalks, or just split at block faces. That is reasonably good way of split. There's a tiny problem of really small segments that I am working on solving this issue. line strings on QGIS API are a little tricky to deal with, so I'm working on solve this problem. Okay, and then we'll check out the thing we need to end up this first version of our tutorial. Okay, here we are. And then there's also a ready to go change set comment. Okay, please put the hashtag SidewalKreator at your import. It's very important, including for verification. Okay, and there's affiliate organization of that funded the work here. There's a ready to go overpass carries to run, including the bounding box. Okay, not the output polygon, because the geocoding of output polygons it's a little different on overpass API, and the the main result right there, that's the output GeoJSON in only single file. Here we'll have there are the crossings and the sidewalks and the curb access points. Okay, in QGIS any layer can have only one geometry type, but this file is just fine to import at JOSM. At a second version or a tiny video at the end of this one, I will show the beginning of the importing process right there in JOSM. Okay, and here we are with the output. We'll hide all layers and just here, okay, only one layer with the output result. Okay, and there's also I just forget to import the curb access points. Here we are again, and point. Okay, I just selected so just select all, and here we are with curb access points where we can put some, if there is a ramp or not. Okay, here we are with the basic descriptive tags. Okay, we will just import barrier equal curb, barrier curb igual is from Portuguese. Barrier equals curb. Okay, there's this tiny stuff here that I will correct this in a next release of SidewalKreator, but at JOSM importing this with only null values is just ignored. Okay, and for any sidewalk here, any sidewalk stretch here, there are also the basic descriptive tags. Okay, it's just the QGIS GeoJSON importing. There's no problem at the data. Okay, we may look here at test editor here, and we may note there's no barrier at sidewalk features, and there's no highway tag at curb features. Where are my notepad? My notepad is for Windows. I don't like it for real. but is not likely to open. So I quit here and okay, maybe I shall open this with applications, and we can go with Visual Studio Code. Maybe just a large for a text, and here we are. There's as you can note, there's no there. It's just highway, footway crossing. There's no curb here, okay? And we go there, curb, by her curb, and there's no highway here, okay? It's just the QGIS importing. It's just how QGIS deals with GeoJSONs, okay? And here we are with each feature have its basic descriptive taggings. So for sidewalk stretches, there are top sidewalk stretches is footway, highway, footway sidewalks, and for crossings we have footway crossing, okay? That's the first example really to show to all of you. Here we are again with the tiny little Ruby. She also expects that you like this tutorial. Actually, I may go from some advanced features of OSM SidewalKreator. May I run again the entire process. So when we have these two buttons, that does basically the same stuff. Just reset, don't close the GUI, and cancel will close it. When you reset the process, it deletes all temporary layers, because sometimes we may need to go a lot of times through the entire process, so it's more easy that way, okay? I will maintain just the base layer and input polygon here, and here we are again, okay? So select here. If you select the wrong layer, you may just reset, okay? If you select anything wrong at any step of the process, you can just QGIS is saying that's not responding, but you can see that it's responding, just is waiting for the request, the response from the request, okay? And then we just clean OSM data. So I forgot to remove the dead streets, so reset and start all over, okay? And if we press the cancel button, it will also close the GUI. If you need to close the GUI and resume the process, you can just use the X button. So just wait through any process to end before, okay? It's actually responding, just waiting for the response from the requests from the Overpass API, okay? So if we press the X button, everything is at the same state. If you need to close the window, okay? Here we are again. So the first thing, we may put some bigger values here. We can go to 10 meters for tertiary and 8 meters of length, okay? We may remove we may put one iteration for dead-end streets, and then that strange street right here may be removed. Okay, I think that's this one. Okay, and here we are. We can put a lot of iterations to remove all dead-end streets. Okay, it's sometimes some service highway was mistakenly tagged as residential, so we may need to remove it. Okay, and here we are doing the process again, and if I'm not switching the previous one with this one here, was that now is removed. Okay, anyone with a value here below half meter will be automatically removed. Okay, so here we are with sidewalk drawing options. The first thing is to check if overlaps buildings. There's also a minimal distance from buildings. There's not a lot of buildings right there. I think that just is one, so we may put that we may need to stay at 8 meters to buildings, but we can put a minimal width for the street, because sometimes someone may draw a building really next to the street axis. Okay, to the street geometry, and there's a distance to add to width, because we are representing the street width, but sidewalk, we are not representing the curb of the sidewalk. Okay, we are not representing the boundary of the sidewalk, we are representing the axis of sidewalk. Okay, so we may put here 3 meters. Okay, and then there's the curve radius. I will put 0 here just to show you that we can draw not rounded, is pointy, angled block corners. Okay, and here we are. We may generate sidewalks. I have put this, oh, because that's not a closed one, so there's no buildings to show that feature. Okay, but believe me, it works. Here at curbs we have a lot of more options. Okay, in more complex block and street networks we have a lot of situations. So the first thing is, you have seen the crossings beforehand, and now we know that curbs need to be at the curbs, but it may be edited after at the adjustment point with the proper satellite imagery. Okay, I did the editor, so then we can draw cross parallel to a transversal segment or perpendicularly. Okay, and there's a distance inward that we may use to select the point where we start to draw the crossing. Okay, that is calculated after the width of the transversal segment. So we may put here a bigger value just to show you. I will have limited these, and if anyone needs to input some major value, you can make a post an issue at GitHub, and we can go with minimal segment length with 20 meters, Okay. And then we can go, we have some tolerance above orthogonal length to avoid a really large crossings that may be outliers, and we can go and automatically remove crossings above tolerance. So here we are, and generate crossings and curves. Okay, here they are. And if you remove some crossing, it will remove its curves automatically. Okay. There's the option of the splitting options. We go here, splitting only facets, and here we go, split. And now you may see that there's here little splitting right here. Okay, so that's it is. I hope me and Ruby hope that you liked the tutorial. So we may cancel here just to show you, and I hope all of you really liked the tutorial right here. That's the first edition. Maybe some others will be posted. It may be posted at the future. I really hope again that you like it, and maybe there will be a second version of SidewalKreator will be running in an entire group or neighborhood here of Curitiba. Thank you all, and see you next time. Thank you again.